7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fresh presents Que Bola, where we talk to various movers and hustlers who are popping off and succeeding in the 305 and at the same time influencing the culture. I'm your boy D Fig. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. EU. Yo, what's up, everybody out there in cyberspace? Thank you so much for tuning into the Que Bola Podcast. It's your boy, D Fig. We're in the studio right now, live broadcasting from Jolt Radio, joltradio.org. In the studio today, we have special guests. Very much local legend representing, putting on for South Florida for over 20 years, Lucy Lopez, and she is here with her co-director.
No, she is the playwright.
Co-director of Graced Play, coming soon to the Adrian Art Center, Vanessa Garcia. Thank you so much for coming into the studio, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
No, thank you for opening up to Que Bola Podcast, letting us know what's going on in your world, how things are popping off, where you guys are working in. I know both of you guys have been on a trajectory with this Grace Miami play.
Yeah.
Lucy, this is your first time. We were just talking about it. First time back in the studio.
Yeah.
In 2+ years.
Kind of surreal.
How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels like home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the sound in my ear right now. Like, just the microphone and the studio and the equipment, and it brings me back to those moments in my life that were both rewarding and torturous. But I'm really happy that I'm here right now. This is awesome. This is great.
Dope, man.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that my first time back on air is on community radio.
Yes.
Which is incredibly important to, I know Vanessa and Vicky and Sarah. This is important for our group.
Yeah, this is super exciting.
Yeah, one time for Jolt Radio for having this kind of a resource available to the community, opening up doors to people such as myself, Strange Base Media, and all of our friends that we do shows out here. John has been very instrumental in being able to coalesce that community. All those weirdos, as we like to self-describe.
I mean, we're pretty weird. Hi.
Hey, right here. What's up?
I've been weird my entire life.
Los raros, one time.
One time for los raros.
One time for los raros.
I just think it makes complete sense to be here right now. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
We've got a few interviews lined up, and this is the one that we're like, that's where I want to be.
I'm glad you guys opened up your interview season with Que Bola Podcast and Jolt Radio, man.
You're welcome.
I feel extremely honored, to be honest with you, to have you ladies in here. I know you guys are both very accomplished in your own rights, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, yo, what am I going to do over here, dog? I'm D-Fig, I'm like, whatever, G.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we were listening to your intro and we're like, yes,
this is what we need. This is what we need. No, I mean, listen, I don't think that you can be a creative in this community, in our city, and not give back. And, you saying that we're accomplished and, all those beautiful things you just said, thank you. But then what are we going to do with all that? Where I'm just going to sit with that bag? I'm not going to share that shine. I'm not going to be like, we're kicking off our tour at Jolt Radio on the Que Bola Podcast.
You know what's the crazy part? You guys are, you think about it. You sit back and you're like, you know what? How can we give back to this resource of the community, right? That's not commonplace, though. You know what I'm saying? You're just saying, what am I going to do? Sit back in my bag? A lot of people in Miami will sit back in their bag.
And that's okay. And that's fine. That's who they are. That's not who I am.
Yeah, 100%.
I know that's not who Vanessa is.
No.
Nor Vicky.
We're all about sharing this with everybody. That's the point. I mean, since the beginning, we're like, how do you get people that don't go to theater come to the theater?
Yeah.
How do you get people that haven't gone to the Arch to come over? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And vice versa, right? To open us up to the community. So for sure.
That's another resource, the Art Center.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's big. It gets a lot of people notoriety and gives them an opportunity to progress in their particular fields. You guys with this play, it's it's a beautiful like example of what the Arts Center puts together, coalesces once against that community and brings together like dope talents like you guys. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, how did you guys, come together and I know you're an accomplished playwright. You're a novelist. You've written books. You've done a lot as I was reading your resume. But like, how did you like stumble into Grace Play?
So #Grace started. I always say the seedling started in 2007. Yes, that's
Whoa.
how long it takes to put something up. Yeah, and the first draft was 2014. So
Almost 10 years.
Yep. Yeah. And
Wow.
usually when I realize that that's the thing. That's the arc. It takes that long to just put something out there. The play follows a hashtag, so it's not a regular structure. It's not traditional. That hashtag is represented by Lucy Lopez, meaning
Okay.
she plays algorithmic mayhem in the play, which is like all of the fun things that the algorithm brings up in social
Yeah.
media.
And the nasty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I say fun in quotations because it's it is
Yeah.
fun, but there is some intense shit out there. So
How
she
do you?
gathers
Okay.
it. Yeah.
You just said this took you almost 10 years to bring to fruition.
Yes.
How do you stay motivated?
It's insane.
Yes,
It's
exactly. It's
It is
crazy.
insane.
How do you?
Yo.
I mean, I'm just asking as a creative
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I see things take a while, and I'm like, man, I have to keep pushing myself.
Yeah.
I often wonder like, how do other people keep pushing themselves, because it's hard, bro. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
No,
out here.
it's not. It's
And
not.
the fights.
Yeah. I mean, we've come up with this thing that this play is really about the fight for the right to tell your story.
Mm.
And that is a real thing. But this thing started. Why I say 2007 is because like in 2007 there was a committee member on the Nobel Prize committee,
Okay.
that said that there was no real literature coming out of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That there was like no real American literature because we didn't communicate with, the real literature of Europe and didn't have those kinds of. And I was like, dude, that is not real.
Yeah.
And part of why that's not real is that people don't even know the kinds of things that are coming out of different cities and different places in the United States. And that richness is literature with a capital L. You know what I mean? And it's what's coming out. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get on the road and I'm going to go find all of it. Like this was really like the first impetus. And I wanted to like get in a van and go do the thing. And,
Yeah.
and then I couldn't do it at the time. So what I did is I put a character in the road. That's what this play is about. It's about
Oh, I
a
see what you're
woman
saying.
a Cuban American woman who gets on the road and she is trying to discover what it means to be American. And then at the same time, she's also trying to uncover her own personal story, a very personal story that has to do with her mom and her own identity and all of that. And then she gathers Mayhem, which is Lucy. She gathers an ex-nun and a non-binary teenager who's sort of like coming to terms with her gender identity. So,
And they all are on the road together?
yeah, they end up on the road together in the same van.
Wow. That's dynamics.
The storytelling is
Yeah.
other level because we're getting to, I don't know, we're at a point, I feel, creatively where you can't really create stories anymore without acknowledging the internet and social media. And there are moments in our life that some of it is defined by that a little bit, whether you want to be like, nah, man, no. A little bit is the way that we speak, the way that we communicate, the way that we see each other. And in this play, you're following a hashtag in real time also because all the handles and everything.
Yeah, they just pop up.
These girls have made them. You can follow them on Instagram.
Yeah.
And there's something really cool about that where not only will someone like maybe your mom's age will enjoy, but you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you have like a teenage kid, they're going to get it. They're going to go, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Visually, it is stunning. It's something that you're going to sit back in your chair and you're going to go, damn, these girls really figured this shit out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, every kind of road trip movie, story, kind of TV, whatever, there's always a man behind the wheel and he's looking for himself. And there's so much there, right?
Yeah.
And then the only female kind of movie that we probably saw like that a little bit.
What?
Like
Thelma and Louise?
Thelma and Louise.
Wow, that's like
That
from the
was-
70s?
Holy cow, I think it was from the 80s.
In the 80s?
And then maybe 90s? I don't know. John is dying laughing over there.
I don't know.
And then there's like a Reese Witherspoon movie, which I can't relate to Reese Witherspoon. I mean,
Yeah.
God bless her, but
Yeah.
she's
Oh,
so...
you mean Wild? You mean the one
Yeah.
where she goes hiking?
Yeah, she's white. She's like super...
Yeah.
I don't
you don't
relate.
connect.
No. And there's moments in this play where I'm like, oh, I see myself in the nun. I see myself in the main character, Kat. I see myself in her boyfriend, Louis. I see myself in so many different characters, so many moments in this play where like, damn, I relate to that. And there's sex and there's drugs. And this is very rock and roll for the message behind.
That's
Sorry.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
but
dude.
how'd you become involved in the production?
Me?
Yeah.
I auditioned.
Oh, okay, so it was
She
like
did.
an open audition.
Okay.
Is this
She
Vanessa trying to add the asterisk right now?
Yeah, there's definitely an asterisk because she did audition completely, but we wanted her to audition
Okay.
because we had been like a year. We'd been talking for like a year, just like doing things, trying to do things, doing all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
and just connecting and really like getting to know each other. And at some point when Vicky, which is the co-director, there's two directors on this, it's Vicky and Sarah Hughes, so Vicky Goyal and Sarah Hughes, and was talking to Vicky, and we were like, dude, Lucy should play me. And then she auditioned, which is like your first audition?
My first audition ever.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. That your first audition, you landed the spot.
Listen, Darwin.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's told you this,
Who? What?
but I've been putting on a nice little act for 25 years on radio.
Oh, that was an act. I thought you were just being yourself, bro.
I'm being myself 100%. But there are parts of it that are performative that
Yeah, no,
you have to
100%.
kind of like
Yeah.
show up. You know, there were days where I would show up to the studio and real life was happening, and I
Yeah.
have to show up and I have to be like, yeah, we're about to pop that coochie to that crew
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
And, you know, there's shit like that.
That's crazy.
And I feel that there's moments where that came into play and helped me kind of transform into the creative that I am today.
Okay.
Let's just say
And-
she nailed it.
And I
That's
nailed
what's
it.
up. That's what's up.
Yeah, and
Did you
it's-
know the lines, or were you like?
No, they gave it to you. They gave it
Yeah.
to me, and I
Oh,
just
so
had
you
to-
were reading it.
Yeah, I
you
was
were reading.
reading.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, which
That's
is
dope.
comes pretty easy, like reading.
Yeah, I mean, no,
Especially
reading.
copy.
But reading, oh yeah, because the thing is that you've been able to do that. That's I see what you're saying. How you incorporated like all your past skill sets into being able to read that. Because
Absolutely,
you have to breathe life into the words,
100%.
which is hard to do at the same time while you're reading if you've never done that before.
And my character is 12 different characters.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So there's more. I know that today we have rehearsals and I'm already like, I fall asleep and I'm thinking of my lines. I went to bed thinking of the last scene I'm in, and I'm like going in my head, the lines and the lines and the lines and the lines and how I'm going to say it. And don't forget that you have to turn this way and look that way. And it's all so very new to me, but it also feels like home.
Okay.
I've finally, I'm finally in the room where I've been wanting to be for such a long time.
I mean, that's a dope feeling.
And I feel like, okay, this is where I belong and this is where I want to be and this is where I want to grow next. You know? And I don't know if it's just going to be the stage, but I do know that I've wanted to be in this moment for a hot minute.
Yeah.
as
I have
my
a
daughter
feeling
would
it's
say.
going to expand beyond the stage.
That's great. Like what, writing? Do you have something in mind type of thing?
We're always talking about things like that. Yeah.
I mean, you know what's awesome? That this is also a
You know I'm a writer.
female-led like production. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like that's something that we haven't even touched on. Like, or no, you guys
Should
don't
we
really
talk
like.
about that?
I think we should because
boy.
I actually think that people are not used to it on
Yes.
any level. You
Yes.
can actually see it happening in live. They're not used to it. You know, you say that and it's a different thing than actually doing it.
Yes.
It's different because, as one of the characters would say, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
But it does, you know, because you have to actually get into the point of view. First of all, there's a protagonist that's a woman.
Yeah.
And the real point of view of a woman isn't actually the thing we're really used to hearing all the time.
Yes.
Not when it's for real.
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And then you have the directors and the writer and everyone saying, no, actually, that's for real. It's not like this character's saying something and she's crazy because the director's saying, oh, yeah, that's just a crazy woman who's saying that thing. It's like, no, actually, hang on. Let's talk about where that's coming from. Yeah. And when you're getting it from the inside out, other animal.
Yeah. That's crazy that when you have different perspectives that haven't really been like brought to the forefront, it's when it does come up and when it is explained, then it's like, wow, I didn't even consider that. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you guys were talking about, like the vast majority of these type of stories that are told where a guy goes on a road trip and finds himself is, once again, male perspective, and you don't really get clued into everybody else's point of view, right? Can you talk to me about how the process of you guys coming together? Did you say, okay, did you set off saying, oh, this is gonna be a female-led thing, empowerment para la mujeres or something like that? Or was it just like, it just naturally came about that way?
That's always a thing because we want to do, we want it to come from a real place.
Yeah.
But Abre Camino Collective, which is essentially me and Vicky Collado, like we believe in female-led work when it's about women. You know what I mean? So definitely 100%. It was never, though. It's never like, oh, let's just make it women, and that didn't happen in terms of like, but the team coming together that is attracted to the thing and that wants to make it real, it ends up being that, because like if you're telling a Cuban story, you're gonna attract a bunch of Cubans who want to tell that story. From a very real place. So in that sense, we definitely came together and wanted to do it like that. And I mean, we'd been coming together with Lucy for the previous year, and it just feels good, Also, it feels like you're saying, it feels like home.
It feels like home.
You feel comfortable.
I don't think like I've for 25 years I've been in an incredibly male-dominated industry. I had the privilege of working with one female program director, Jill Strata, and that was it. And
in 25 years.
In 25 years, one female program director. So for me, being in the room with these ladies who are like bossing it up, like left and right, slanging that shit. And I'm just like, and then, because, I mean, look at Vanessa. Right? She's like, that's playwright material, right? And then I come in and I got a little stank on me because I'm from Hialeah and I can't hide that shit. So like, it's interesting because I think in the past I would have been very intimidated by these women just because like, damn, they're like university girls. They know what they're talking about. They speak so well. And it's like, I had to work through all these different men, all these different situations, only get the taste of working with a woman once. And now I'm in a position where I'm like, damn, and I get to tell a different kind of story. And I get to be part of these women who I believe, am I right? Is Vicky the first female director for the Zoetic stage?
Well, this is the first time that the artistic director doesn't direct the show, I believe.
Right.
I think so, meaning this is the first time. Yeah, this is a big first, actually.
This is a big first.
That Zoetic hands over the baton of directing to two women. One of them being a Latina,
Yeah. And there's something there, you know what I mean?
It's exciting.
For so long, I've worked with, children of immigrant. Like, you're a child of an immigrant. I am. She is. John is probably too. So to see us behind the wheel right now, literally and figuratively, is fucking mind-blowing.
It is. I mean, what's crazy about it? That like in South Florida, I feel like us children of immigrants, we have like an additional help in empowering, right, the movement. But as soon as you step outside of South Florida, you've quickly come to realize that like, we're a very small monolith, and like people don't like, they don't mess with us like that outside of here.
Why do you speak like that?
Which is why it felt so important that this play is about us, this generation, right now and the future. Meaning, for a lot of the stories that we've been telling, it's like we're telling the past in order to get into the present, and we've been telling the past a lot. But this, especially for, a Cuban American story that isn't about, the past right now. It's actually just about right now. And she's on the road with an Argentinian American and
a nun.
And exactly.
And a non-binary.
And it's very American.
Teenager.
Do you know what I mean? But it's our America.
Exactly. It's like a lot of times when I'm not necessarily like in plays, but a lot of times when like any work is brought forth, there's always like reminiscing, looking back type of situation.
Yep.
And that's cool and all, but it's a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? So it feels like this is a breath of fresh air, where it's like, okay, we're talking about being Hispanic or like going through the life as a Hispanic, because you don't never stop being Latino, right? Like regardless of what, you can move to Little Rock, Arkansas. You don't
cannot rub it off.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't stop. So it's like your experience is completely different to like everybody else's experience, but you're still part of this like this Miami, this like United States experiment where like everybody's coming together, coalescing with their own cultures and their own taboos, right? And we don't really talk about that too much here in South Florida. We tend to like hone in our own. Like I call it the Miami bubble, right? It's like how it is for us, but then you don't really incorporate other aspects. I see like the whole LGBTQ aspect of the play. That's something that doesn't really get talked about too much in the Latin community, right?
So that's why she's a badass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so how did you incorporate what experiences did you draw on to like bring that in?
So lucky playwright in this sense, because so I had made this character, which was like at the very beginning of a gender identity journey, which is essentially like what she is. But we have an actor who's amazing named Sabrine Deal, who is trans and is in a very different place of that gender identity journey, meaning like now their pronouns are they, he. But when I met Sabrine was Sabrina, and the first time they played Blake, which is the character, there was very much in that space of the character itself. So the actor and the character have been growing together, and I have been lucky enough to have Sabrine there to say, you know, like I feel like this or I feel like that, or, you know, and that all makes its way authentically into that character, which I think has been such a beautiful journey for that particular character, you know, and just watching him be excited about playing something that feels like him. You know what I mean?
You know, when you watch somebody like acting in a show or like your favorite show and you're watching that person and you're like, damn, that person can act the fuck out of that role. That you're just like, is like this? How? Like, you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When I'm watching Sabrine in rehearsals, in rehearsals, I'm looking at them and I'm like, this person is, it's not, like, I don't want to say, oh, she's going to steal the show, but you're watching them and you're rooting for them. Yeah. You cry for them. Yeah.
Your heart is open.
Your heart is so open when you're watching them on stage that it's like all that bullshit. Yeah. Everybody that's, you know, has their opinion, which everybody's entitled to their fucking opinion.
Everybody has their own opinion.
I don't care. But just that moment with Sabrine on stage, I promise you, Darwin, you're going to walk away. You're like, how the hell did she do that in that part? And I'm like,
and how the hell do you just feel like you want to give everybody a hug after? You get that.
You're like, let me meet Sabrine. And then you meet Sabrine and you're like, okay, they're awesome.
Let me give everybody. Do you feel intimidated being that this is your first time, you know, like?
So I have an interesting thing to say to that, because it's so funny that would even be a thing, because meanwhile the whole cast is like, oh my god, Lucy Lopez is gonna be here, and they're like they're having this like, oh my god, it's like a legend. And then Lucy is like, it's talking about being intimidated for like, what?
Okay, so a week ago we went through, you know, just like our scenes. What did you guys call that? A run through?
Yeah.
Okay.
We went through a designer.
I don't even know things.
Like for the designers.
And then afterwards, like, I think it was like that Friday. I know it was a Friday for sure. And so the directors, they bring us into a little circle and they're like, all right, how's everybody feeling? And everything's going. And I'm like, last. I don't even want to talk. Yeah. I don't even want to talk. And then it comes up to me and they're like, Lucy, what do you think? And I'm like, well, and the director's like, you need to look at me.
Yeah.
Vicky's like, you need to look at me. And our other director is on Zoom from New York.
Yeah.
She lives in New York. And I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. And I break down crying.
Mm.
Like, I'm talking about
Yeah.
full on tears. And they're like, what's wrong? I'm like, everybody in this room is intimidating me.
Like
I
super
am-
good.
I'm super intimidated by, like, you guys are way too talented. I know I belong here, but
Yeah.
like, I'm intimidated because I want to make sure that I work at their level or beyond.
Yeah, you're at par.
Like, I just want to be just as good as them, better. I want to be able to relate to you and make everyone feel something. Like, I want to be able to touch you now on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, before it was just like through words
Yeah.
and expressions and you know, we all, you know, the Miami stuff, you know? And now it's something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can think about, I'm there bawling my eyes out. Everybody's looking at me and I'm like, because you guys don't understand. I've had one incredibly close creative person in my life that for 25 years, it's been me and him.
Yeah.
And I hold him on a pedestal way up here, and that's Zog. That's DJ Zog. And me and Oliver have this brother-sister relationship that, like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm in a room. I've known y'all for like a month, and now you guys are on those pedestals.
Yeah.
It's like 6 other pedestals plus like the director and Vanessa Garcia, the playwright. Her world premiere, by the way, is sitting across from me, and I gotta make sure that every word that she's been working on since 2007 come out right.
Come across, come across. Not only come out right, but come across right. Like
and
hits with the
intentional
feeling,
and emotional and
Exactly.
beautiful and sad and angry and happy. And I'm saying, and I'm like, the tears are coming down my face, and they're all looking at me like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is where I am. This is like, I want to give it all. That's
100%.
why I got rid of my IG. Like, I swiped out, said, be right back. Because I took 2 months to really, really think, be with my thoughts. Got in contact with God again. Not that I wasn't, but just like a little closer to God, to my family. Spent a lot of time with my family because I haven't seen my family basically all of April because of rehearsals.
Yeah.
So for me, this is like one of the top ultimate tests as a creative.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to do this? Yes. Am I going to surprise you, Darwin? Yeah, I am. I'm going to surprise you. I know I am. I'm not intimidated by the crowd or who's going to show up. I can give a shit who says what, if they like it or not. I don't. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm worried about her, the people I'm in the scene with, my castmates.
Yeah, the people you're in the trenches with.
Hell yeah.
You wanna represent for them.
Put me in the room with anybody. I know I know what I do,
Yeah.
you know? But that part, that's where I'm like, let's go.
That's crazy, right? Like as a creative, right? This is something that comes being 100% honest, like that really touches me and every one of my creative friends. We all come across this like imposter syndrome thing, right? Where it's like, man, like people always like, damn, D, you doing things. I like how you do it. Like you put it on. And at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm like, damn, I ain't done shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, what are you talking about? I feel like I'm not, bro, I can't do nothing. Like, everything I do, I mess up. Like, what are you saying? And then people will be like, yeah, you did that. And I'm like, bro, like, it's hard for me to give myself credit for anything, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that, and this is something I'm working on. You are moving into a new space, right? You're coming from like being on-air personality to now being on stage and acting across like words that other people have. So it's a whole nother like aspect. How do you like, and you've been able to write great pieces of literature, right? That you're putting out there to the world, and you're like, I'm sure you're like measuring yourself against other female playwrights or other people that you consider like.
There's other female
You know
playwrights?
what I'm saying? Like, that's talk
What?
to me about that, like coming across that. How do you overcome that self-imposter thing? Like,
I'm going to be super, super honest.
yeah.
I feel like it has been so hard and such a struggle to like put things out there that has been the journey. And so much of it has been like, no, this is good. And you need to read it. And you have to put it up. And you have to do the thing. And that I can't even say that it exists because it's been so much about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's been so much about like actually me having to convince people that it's good, that it's worth it, that it's worthy, that it's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So as you do it, you're like overcoming the self-imposter.
I don't have it because I just have to fight it the whole, you know what I mean? Like
What you're saying.
it's fight for the right to tell your story. You know what I mean? Like it's like that thing has been so much the journey that sometimes I'm like, okay, Vanessa, relax. You don't have to fight so hard.
Sometimes
right now.
sometimes the fight is bigger than the urge to feel that you're the imposter.
Yeah.
The fight to get your work shown.
Yeah.
The fight. Think of it like a record.
Yeah.
Think of it like a single, right? When you get like these homegrown artists come in here and be like, play my record, play my record, play my record, play it. That's the only thing they want. They just want that one spin.
Yeah.
That one spin.
Yeah.
That's all. I just want that spin. Because after one spin, somebody's going to like it. And that is how I'm approaching this whole thing. I need that one spin.
Yeah.
Give me that one spin. Let me show you. Let me show you what I can do. Okay? Do I have moments of imposter syndrome? Yes, but as a mother. Which is a whole other topic.
Not as a creative.
Not as a creative.
Wow.
No, I don't. Because I bring something different to the table. You bring something different to the table, Darwin.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Don't let that shit eat you by the leg. And also...
That's tough, bro. Like,
And also-
I'm gonna be honest with you as a creator, because like it's always like you against yourself, right? Because it's like as a creative, you're like you have all these ideas you want to bring to fruition, but at the same time you feel like, oh man, I can't get it accomplished, or like, oh, like nobody, even if I accomplish it, nobody's gonna like it. Like
not
those
today,
things, you know
not
what I'm
today,
saying? Like,
Satan. Not today,
Not
Satan.
today, Satan.
Not today.
I like that.
Not today, Satan.
I feel
Or
you.
did you forget what your purpose was here for? What are you here for, brother?
Facts.
What are you here for?
Facts are, you're doing this for real. That means you're not an imposter. You are literally doing it for real.
Yeah.
There's nothing fake fugazi about what you're doing.
That's tough.
This is real what you're doing. You really have a podcast.
Yeah.
I am really an actress.
That's what's up.
Do you hear me?
I hear you.
This is not like some bullshit like, oh, I'm gonna just go try out the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna try out the theater on the Zoetic stage at the Adrian Arts Center in the
Exactly,
middle
like-
of downtown Miami. Come
And
on
the
now.
whole city coming out.
Excuse you? I'm just gonna try this
I
out.
want to see what this look like.
I mean, come on. This morning, my husband pulled me aside and he's like, so, we got a big week here.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I go, I know. Has anybody gone to Aldi yet? Because there's nothing in the fridge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, that was me last night. I'm like, gotta pack the lunches. Let's
pack the
go.
lunches. Let's
Like,
go.
yeah. Mhm.
Oh, yeah, because she's a mom, too.
Yeah.
That's
So I
dope,
get
man.
Mother of two.
And
Mothers
doing
of
all
two.
of this, putting it all
Yeah.
together.
'Cause I wanna
feel like
win.
extra bum.
Because guess what? I want to win. Do
I
you
hear
want to
you.
win, Darwin?
I
And I'm
wanna
not-
win,
and
bro.
it's not like a Tony Robbins kind of thing. No,
Yeah.
it's not. Yes, does he have? He says things that are completely on point.
Yeah.
If we win,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're like I told somebody asked me, and he was like, how do you feel like if when the play goes well? And I go, I'm taking Hialeah with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go,
hear you,
Hialeah.
I hear you.
Let's go, Miami. This is real Miami. Wynwood, Opelika, Carol City,
Yeah.
Hialeah, Miami Lakes, East
Alapata.
Hialeah, Alapata,
Ooh.
Seminole.
Yeah.
Those, that's real to me.
Yeah.
Okay? And perhaps this is my purpose. Now I'm going to show our community a different side of art.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere that, yes, you belong in this theater too.
Yeah.
Damn, Lucy, but them tickets are expensive. Well, don't go to
Actually-
Starbucks this week.
Actually, I have a student ticket.
We have a student.
Oh,
ticket.
what's
I'm
the
gonna tell you right
special?
now.
Let us know.
Okay, so actually, they just put this up today. Literally, they just sent it to me. That's why I was looking for it. If you go to the Arts Center website and you go and you looked up #Graced and you found it on Zoetic and you're gonna buy your ticket, if you put in as the promo code Grace Student, so capital G and then
Student.
RACE and capital Student STU,
Okay.
just the S. Grace Student. It's $25 on May 4th at 7:30.
There you go.
Nice.
May
nice.
4th at 7:30.
That's the. It opens on the 4th.
It opens on the 4th. It's technically a preview, so it goes two ways, right? We want good young energy in there. Like we want those people who want it. Like we actually want the community in there that day.
Yeah.
You know, because you need both need the support, right? Like the people on stage that very first time you go on, and then the people in the audience. So it's both things. So that day, May 4th, 7:30, Grace Student, capital G, capital S.
Please, 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 and give us a follow on the IG at Graced Play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hashtag Grace Play.
Yeah, follow us. And
Yeah.
if you need tickets, if you're that hard up, go ahead and slide into my DMs at the Lucy Lopez. That's at the Lucy Lopez on Twitter and on Instagram. Trust me, this is y'all don't understand it right now, and you might maybe like in June. I'm kicking the door open. We're all gonna eat. I don't eat at the table by myself. Okay? I think me being here right now and not at other studios doing there are different ways that you can feed the community. And this is our way of feeding the community through creativity. I know my purpose here is to make somebody laugh, make somebody think, make somebody feel. That was my purpose, to communicate, to touch that one person in the car listening to the radio, right? I'm telling you right now, this is going to do that and a little bit more.
That's dope.
We're going all the way.
What is it?
All the way.
What is it that you're trying to get audiences to take away after they watch hashtag Grace? What is it that you want them to walk away with?
I want them to feel a lot of things. I feel like right now we're receiving information in this whirlwind and we don't have time to think. I want people to leave with a feeling of like, oh my God, I have to think for myself. I also want them to leave with love. And I want them to leave with like, I have to do something. Like I got to do things, you know? But I think the biggest thing is for me, when they leave the show, is think for yourself. That is key right now, you know? And stay centered, because there's so much to the far right and there's so much to the far left right now that is pulling everybody apart, not only in this country but in the world, that we need to stay centered. And the only way we can do that is we stop a second. We stop a second and we actually think, and we actually look at the people across from us, and we look at at people like Blake, and we look at the nun that left the nunnery, and we look at all these people face to face, one by one, and we stay in the middle and we stay centered and we listen. So that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's dope. That's a dope like message to especially is very needed right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You incorporated something in the play that I feel is like is leading to that divisiveness, which is social media, right? The advent of social media. Prior to social media, I don't think there was like this dichotomy of like how far left and far right people have become, right? Yeah. It was like, yeah, you had your opinion, but it wasn't like, oh, it's my opinion or you're dead type of situation, right? Right now it's like we're on that precipice.
Yeah.
How do you like try to talk to that in the play? How does that get talked? Like how does that get touched?
It gets touched by, Mayhem actually represents a lot of people all the way on one side and all the way on the other.
There's a character called Mayhem.
She's literally called Mayhem.
Oh, okay.
It's me.
I thought your character was playing one of...
I'm the problem, it's me.
So she's playing one character that's called Algorithmic Mayhem, but that character is many.
Oh, so, I see how you...
Like, different handles.
Because your algorithm isn't just big booty women or how to fry a fish using your microwave.
Yeah.
It's several things. Am I right?
Yeah, it's everything.
Right? So imagine this algorithm is tied to this one person.
Yeah.
Imagine how many opinions are being thrown at this one person.
Yeah, that's a pretty dope. I like that. That's going to be dope. I want to see you play that mayhem now. Like, I want to see how you bring the mayhem, how you bring the funk, the ruckus, you know?
Well, think about your algorithm right now.
In a person? Wow, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Like a person representing an algorithm. That would be pretty intense.
Right. And think about all the comments that come with every post you look at.
Yeah.
All the comments, all the memories that get popped up. Like, hey, remember when you did this?
On this day 5 years ago, you did this.
Yeah.
And what was that memory? You were
probably nothing good.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing
bro,
sweet.
that's happened to me. I look at like my old Facebook posts and I'm like, yo, what the heezy was I talking about, dog?
Right. Well, imagine that coming to life and reminding you, not just coming to life, tapping you on the shoulder, turning you around. You go, hey, Darwin, remember 5 years ago when you did this? And it's a photo of you doing a belly shot.
Like, no, I don't want to remember
you just
that.
met at Cancun. You don't want to remember that in front of your mom.
In front of nobody. What you mean? I can't believe I put that on the internet. Get out of here.
Exactly. Exactly. So imagine watching a play and seeing someone cringe. Hard cringe.
Yeah. Cringe is real now. Cringe is something that's something that's like...
Listen, my middle school kid sat me down one day and I go, Mama, can you explain to Mom what cringe is? Oh, I cannot believe. You know, you could just look it up on Urban Dictionary, Mom.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
I go, but it's not that. Tell me what it is. It just means like ew, Mom. It means ew. Get away. Okay, honey. Thank you. Thank you for that lesson. Teaching Mom lots.
How do you feel that Grace reflects the current social media and cultural climate?
I mean, like that.
Perfectly like that.
Like that. You're just in it. You're inside of the thing. You're inside of the mayhem. And you have to either get out or learn to live with it. You learn to use it and start to get certain things that you want out there. You know what I mean? So it's a conflict.
It's tricky because you want to see what this person's real life is, but mayhem always gets in the way. Or is it life?
So the way that the play is actually divided is between frames, pixels, light, and mayhem. So the idea is that here's this post, a frame.
Okay.
And then the pixels are like what actually happened behind the scenes in real life in the making of that thing. So it's like looking in someone's window. It's pretty like a little voyeuristic moment of like, what's the real thing? What's happening in your house for real?
Yeah.
And then the light is those moments that are inside that nobody sees except sometimes when you open up to someone.
Yeah.
Or you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
That. And then mayhem, which just like crashes it all together and bounces around inside of it, dictates it, and is ruled by it, and like all of those things,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's. I really want to see this. I really want to see this.
Well, you're
together.
on the list.
What's the? So give me a little rundown of the journey for it to be like brought to real life, because like I want to speak to the creatives who are like listening, right? Who have their own ideas they want to bring to fruition. They don't, and you just said it's taken almost 10 years, starting 2007. So like what are the like real key things that like got you moving on it?
So I'm gonna tell you of this particular play, right?
Yeah.
So like let's just start from 2014, right? Where the first draft is written. Because that's the real thing, right? Like you get it down. It's 2013, 2014. I know this because I was getting divorced. And so the character in the play is actually coming out of a divorce. And so that's the only part that is true to life. Maybe not the only part, but that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I finished the draft and then I show it to some people, right? And eventually it gets picked up at a couple readings. They do a reading at Thinking Cap Theater over here. They do a reading somewhere else. And then I get into this thing called the WP Lab in New York.
Okay.
And it's 2 years long. And I meet Sarah Hughes, which is the director, one of the co-directors. And we work on this thing and we're working and working and working. And WP is giving money to, have its world premiere and present it to people in New York. And it's going to be a big thing. And that world premiere was April 2020. Okay. So we all know what happened.
Yeah, COVID.
And so that did not happen. What we did instead is Sarah and another producer that was on it at the time named Alyssa Simmons, we were like, okay, let's use the money that WP is giving us and let's put it online and let's make the social media play a social media play. And we just like put it up on social and we did all of that. And it went up and it was fun and we discovered a bunch of stuff. And then a couple years later, PDP, the Playwright Development Program in Miami, which I had been a part of, was having an alumni thing. And they were like, hey, we're looking for plays. Do you want to do it? And it's just going to be a reading. So at that reading, which was on Zoom, I invited Michael McKeever, which is one of the people that run Zoetic Stage, to come and be the dramaturg. And he loved it. And he gave it to Stuart Meltzer, which is the artistic director of Zoetic Stage. And then they wanted to do the play.
Okay, so throughout that journey, what I heard was a lot of networking. Yeah. A lot of networking. Yeah. A lot of like meeting one person to open another door, keeping it alive, meeting another person.
Alive.
Okay. How do you do that as a creative?
Yeah.
What is like what are your what are the, like, something that you would say, bro, how do you network to get things popping?
Honestly, I feel like, and the reason why you are in the network when you're doing shit. Meaning, like, you are actually don't realize that you're in the network when you're inside.
Yep.
Because, and I tell this because I mentor other writers all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you know what? You're doing it right now. We're doing it. This is it.
You're in the network.
This is it. Like, you don't realize that those friends that you're making that are also your playwrights that are in this cohort of people that were put together for some reason, you're doing it because one of those people there may lead you to something else that's going to lead you to something else that's going to, but you shouldn't do it for, like, you should just be friends with them, you know, and really read their work and do it, like, be earnest about the people you really like and connect to the ones you really like. Yeah.
Be honest.
And just click with the people you click with because those are the people that you're going to work with. You know what I mean? And the ones that you don't click with, still be nice. Don't be an asshole. You know, you never.
It's tough.
It's true.
It is, bro. I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Darwin, I know it's hard.
And sometimes,
it's tough.
Listen,
bro, I took 2 months off. 2 months off. Like, legit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking any endorsement deals. I'm not being a brand ambassador for that.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not going to go host that. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I had to completely go like this. Like, take all my chips off the table.
Yeah.
Go find God, go meditate, go spend time with my family because I knew April was right around the corner. I literally called these girls like, hey, I've deleted all this because I want to dedicate my Instagram strictly to Grace, strictly to my character, strictly to what we're working on because I think this is going to pop off.
Yeah.
I have a gut. Like, my gut is, I've been right about a few cultural phenomenons that have walked out of 305. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
So I just got like this gut feeling, you know what I mean? And during that time, I continued my networking kind of like, if someone said, hey, Luce, I'm going to be performing here. Okay, I'll go do that. But hey, bro, I'm not posting. I'm like, I have to like really clear my head because once April comes around, that's all I'm going to be doing. Yeah. It's true. And I'm sorry, but I'm a structured creative and this has been the most insane shit for me ever because in one half it's very structured and then the other half it's not. And that's been an obstacle for me personally where maybe that imposter syndrome that you're talking about might sneak in. Yeah. But I'm like, not today, Satan.
Yeah, it's like quashing that negative thought, right? Yeah. It's like holding it down and trying to drown it.
Or you see other people doing things that you may, your ego creeps in and is like, I know how to do that like way better. But it's just like, you gotta let that go. You gotta let that go.
My whole thing hasn't really been about like the ego, to be honest with you, is like, I'm less egoless. My thing is like, in South Florida, born and raised here, grew up here. I know how everything here is very cliquish. It's very like,
it is.
If you're not
It's
part
terrible.
of the group, we're not even looking at you. And then for me, it's like, I came out of like, I went to South Ridge, bro. I'm from deep down South. I'm from Ghouls. People in deep down South, they don't have networks of people who are just going to open doors for them in that manner.
What if
right?
I told you that maybe this is the door that just fucking opened for you?
Oh, no. I've
Maybe
gone
this
out.
is it.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
this is it. Maybe this is the door. Maybe
I've gone
this is the
out
moment.
of my way to try to find those networks and try to like, yo, you know what? Lo que sea, I'm going to at least be like, yo, I'm here. Holla at your boy if you got anything. You know what I'm saying? If you need any help, I'm going to be here and I could try to help you out. We could help each other out, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. But it's always been a tough thing for me to get in through the door, especially in like Latin media. Latin media, that's something that I'm always crusading against here in Que Bola Podcast is because we don't get to see a lot of people who look like, I don't get to see a lot of people who look like me on Latin media. Yeah. Right? Telemundo, Univision, I don't see a lot of people who look like me. Yeah. And like 34% of Latinos in the United States self-identify as Afro-Latinos or mulattoes.
Right.
So then it's like, how is it that an entire almost half, a good quarter of the population doesn't have any representation? How do you not get seen, right? Yeah. And then it's like, I look at it and I'm like, well, look, reverse engineering this.
Sure.
Everybody in the room looks a certain way. Everybody who's doing the production behind the scenes looks a certain way. Yep. Nobody looks like me, so they're not even thinking to incorporate my story into this type of situation.
Yes.
Right.
So it's always like, yo, how do you? It's always knocking that. For me personally, that's all. But beyond that, it's always like, even if you're not an Afro Latino, how do you open that door to somebody who's like, no, it's only me and my friends. You know, like you don't get to sit at the, what is that they say in
Sit at the table?
Yeah, the Mean Girls quote, like,
you don't sit with us. You're not wearing pink.
yeah, you're not wearing pink or some shit. Like, it's a lot of that, right? So it's like, I heard your story of like networking. It's just like how. To me, it's always how, and how does that door open? How do you say, hey, like for example, John, bro, 100% shout out to John for opening up Jolt Radio to people such as myself.
Yep.
And John has always been super cool, you know, and been open. But me and John were like, we had a conversation. John was like, yeah, I'm down. You know, it's not a lot of people who's like that.
Yep. I'm gonna say a couple things. One is that I know this feeling of going into a room and being like, fuck, now I know why you didn't like my play, because it doesn't read to you, because there's no such thing as something being universal. You have to like actually care, go into the story, and then it becomes relatable. You know what I mean? It's not instantaneously universal. It just isn't, you know? So, I mean, I remember crying when I got into, I'm not going to say the thing, but like a thing.
Yeah.
And I looked around and someone was like, you know, why do you want to be here? And I just like, my eyes started watering and I was crying because I was like, dude, this is when I get to tell this, because now I'm here, because it's taken fucking 15 years to knock this door down.
Crazy,
that
right?
Sucks. And it works both ways, right? Like we do have to, because it is what it is, you have to put the onus on yourself to knock on the doors and knock on the doors and knock on the doors. It has to also, once you get in, work out. Meaning work from the inside out. Meaning like once you're inside, then you have to be like, okay, where are the Afro-Latinos? This has happened and I can tell you facts. They're not connected. The networks are not connected. And it's stupid. Like we have had calls for actors that are like, we want an Afro-Latino here, an Afro-Dominicano here, an Afro-Cuban here, like specific. You know what I mean? And like 2 people have come in and we're like, no, dude, we're Miami.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Exactly. Like
come on.
Like, how does
you
that
know,
happen?
why aren't they not connected? And then you have to be like, okay, hang on. Can you tell me who, no. And then you have to do the work to then connect the thing.
That's
like,
kind of how I
I see
feel.
what you're saying.
Like, I know this sounds super,
and
like,
that's why
pompous.
she's saying, she's bringing Hialeah.
Exactly. Like, I know that sounds like kind of like God complexy.
No, but I hear what you're
But, like,
saying.
Yeah.
My dude,
Yeah.
look at me right now.
Yeah.
Do you really think
Yeah.
that the crew I'm rolling with right now, currently, the people before her would even look my way?
Yeah. 100%.
And I'm white passing
Yeah.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I open my mouth, you know where I'm from.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you understand me?
Yeah.
So I really genuinely feel that this is also me opening the door for you, for the person behind you, the person next to me, the person in front of me. Like this is what community is about. And a lot of people are being brainwashed right now on this like mainstream, like this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
I want to talk to my people. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
I want my people to come see this play. I need
That's-
East Hialeah to show up. I need West. I need us. I need ghouls to show up.
Yeah.
Because if we don't show up for each other's shit,
Yeah.
we're not gonna be able to make it anymore.
That is a thing, because then
is
they're
very
like,
much a
here's
thing.
this slot that was given to this, right?
Yeah.
Here's this slot, you know, here's what it was given, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big thing, like I just said. This is the first time that there is, this kind of play right there.
On that stage.
So it is a big thing. And so if we don't show up, if we don't do it well, if we don't, like, there is a lot of pressure, you know,
Yeah.
to do the thing, because is the chance going to come around again? You put all of this pressure on the thing, and it's why we say that you got to come. You
Yeah.
have to come.
Yeah.
You
And
have
we
to
have
come.
to be excellent,
I
you know?
need all our creatives to
Yeah.
show up. I need you to come
I
here.
hear you.
I need you to show up. I need you to be like,
Yeah.
that was it. That was the shit.
And tell them, like,
And
hey, I
you
saw
have
myself.
to go see it. You have
Yeah.
to go see it. You have to go see it.
So it's like you got to somehow get into the door and then open the door for others
Yes.
that are like behind you, right?
Yeah.
To try to make that network. It's not gonna happen by itself.
No.
No.
And or with you.
And we have to do it together.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
And
that's a challenge.
we
That's
have
dope though.
to do it together.
Yes.
Okay?
yes.
We all have to go sit at the fucking Thanksgiving
Yeah.
table together
Yeah.
and have somebody get up and say, F you, I don't believe in that. But
Yeah.
then we have to come back and have dessert. Okay?
Yeah.
This is where we should be at right now.
Which is also in at the center of the play, because in the play, there's also a bunch of Latinos who don't agree with each other.
You know
what I mean?
That's
So-
Miami.
Exactly.
But have you seen that on stage?
No, because
No.
all the
Have you
Latinos
seen
are
that
one
on
Latino,
TV?
right?
100%. Yeah, it's like the same person talking
Correct.
to themselves.
My
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I
The
get it.
biggest streaming movie on
Yeah.
HBO Max
Yeah.
was the Father of the Bride
Yeah.
remake with Andy Garcia
yeah.
and Gloria Estefan
Yeah.
because of the Latinos showed up and streamed that shit.
Yeah.
Okay? And I can tell you right now, the only scene I remember was when Andy Garcia walked in con la cajita de Vicky and goes, I brought Vicky.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, that was like, oh shit, we made it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's real.
Vicky, and Vicky Bakery, I don't owe
And you
anything
know-
to Vicky Bakery.
Yeah.
And the
And
Vicky
actually-
Bakery's on HBO Max, dude.
And
Yeah.
he's a perfect example. Andy Garcia is a perfect example because he was up there, he's doing the thing. He's like, I'm also executive producer, and I'm gonna bring Ruben Rabasa, and I'm gonna bring this guy, and I'm gonna bring this one, and he did.
Dude, Ruben Rabasa, do you know about this guy?
Yeah.
No, tell me about
Oh
it.
my gosh, you see? We
Yeah.
need everybody to know Ruben. Okay, have you seen the trailer for Ant-Man? I'll just keep it like
Yeah.
this. Have you seen the
Yeah,
guy go,
the new one.
when Ant-Man walks in and there's an old guy with white hair who goes, thank you, Spider-Man, in that Cuban accent? Pull
I
up
think
the
so.
trailer.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it
It's
up,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
This guy is a Cuban-American actor from Miami.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's a legend.
what show is he in right now?
He's on Neon now. He was like from Sábado Gigante days all the way to the present.
Wow.
And
Blow up.
everything.
You got people like Paul Rudd
Yeah.
swearing up and down
Yeah.
that the best thing
Yeah.
about Ant-Man is Ruben.
That's good. I mean, that's dope.
He's 85.
And the guy is 85 years old.
Talk about taking a long time.
I'm not
to
waiting
knock
that
down that
long,
door.
son.
Yeah, that is a long time to open that door, but at least he's opening
Well, he
it for
opened
us.
it for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Somebody,
He came
somebody
before
else
us.
gets to walk in.
You
yeah.
know? Yeah.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope, man. I really congratulate you ladies for putting this together. I mean, for real, for you, for having the tenacity and like that like self-empowerment to like push this since 2007. Like an idea came. It's always cool to me when you pull out an idea out of your head and you actually make it
Yeah.
happen.
And it doesn't leave.
Like, yeah, that's. I mean, it's tough. People don't understand how tough it
I
is to
know.
like get an idea and bring it to fruition that is really happening.
Damn,
That's
who said
tough.
that? Wasn't it Timbaland who said something like that this week?
Timberland?
Timbaland said something like that. It was like, I cannot ignore an artist who literally pulls something out of their mind and creates it out of nothing.
And
I
then
mean-
garners a whole lot of people
Yeah.
to like help make the thing happen, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you bring a community, like
Yep.
you get an entire community to buy in to that idea and to bring in that idea to like reality.
Yeah.
That's really big. You know, it's a big like movement. It's a big way to like bring all those people that have not been able to tell their story, because I'm sure you're knocking down doors that maybe some little Cuban girl will be able to tell her story in
Not
like
just- not
5-10 years.
Not just a little Cuban girl, Darwin. I
Yeah.
want all.
100%.
All of us, man. All of us. I want my, black sisters who live here in Miami. I want them to go see this.
100%.
I want them to come up to me after this play.
Yeah.
And be like, how'd you get here?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I did to get here.
Yeah.
Let's go. What do you got? What's in your deck?
Yeah.
I want to meet people like that. I want to meet women like that.
That's dope.
No offense. I want to be.
No
I
offense.
want
No
to be
offense
to the
taken.
men, but like I want to be
100%, bro.
I
Like,
wanna be
men
in the
got this shit.
room. I want to be in the room.
I hear you.
With other women,
Yes.
like-minded, creative women and men and people of color. I am like, we have to.
Yeah.
Because they are not counting us in the conversation. They're pretending to.
Yeah.
They pretend.
That's the thing.
Hard,
The pretending.
Yeah.
Hard. They
Yeah, they do.
pretend.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
It's a lot of pretending.
It
like
is a lot of that, and I mean, thank God that you guys that once again Adrian Arsh gave you guys this green light, gave you this platform to be able to put this out there. and represent for the community. I haven't even seen it, but I'm super pumped up. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely want to watch it. It opens the 4th. It runs till when? Till the 21st?
21st.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
and people, if they wanted to go get some tickets, pre-sales, where can they go get it right now?
You go to adrianarshcenter.org and you look up
.org.
hashtag Graced. Also, you can put in hashtag Graced Zoetic theater,
Yeah.
Google that if you want. But essentially, arshcenter.org, you get there, and it's hashtag Graced.
Yeah.
That's the name of the show. You can also go to our Instagram, which is at Graced Play, and we'll have a little link there.
Yeah.
What are your socials? If people wanted to
Yeah.
follow you,
Mine is at Vanessa Garcia Writer.
Writer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the Lucy Lopez.
At the Lucy Lopez.
You know what?
Well, thank you, ladies,
on,
for
D.
coming on, man.
Let's
this is
go.
dope.
Thank you.
This is dope. It was a dope little conversation.
Awesome.
We got into a lot, and yeah, man. I hope people listening get something out of this. Get some sugar. Get some motivation. Get something out of this. Creatives, especially creatives in South Florida, because that's really near and dear to my heart. And like I always say, thank you so much for listening to the Que Bola Podcast. If you like it, share it with your friends. If you hate it, share it with your enemies. But just share this motherfucker, and we'll be in contact. Hasta la próxima, papo. Later.
Dale.
Peace.
Man, that was a freaking awesome talk. It was held live at Jolt Radio. That's why the video is a little different from our normal setup. But I do want to thank Lucy and Vanessa for coming on to the podcast, sharing their insights about Grace Play. I had the opportunity to catch it over the weekend. It was dope, 110%. I recommend everybody go out there, check it out. It's playing until the 21st of May at the Adrian Art Center. It's at the Zoatics Theater. It's a great play. Shout out to everybody involved in the play, and shout out to Adrian Art Center for putting on for South Florida creatives, giving this opportunity to Vanessa and Lucy and everybody at those Zoatic stage who opened up their doors to such an awesome play. Thank you so much, Lucy. Thank you so much, Vanessa, coming on. Hasta la próxima. You know what it is. It's the Que Bola Podcast. If you like it, share it with your friends. If you hate it, share it with your enemies. Share it. Please share. Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It helps us tremendously. All right. I appreciate y'all. It's your boy D Fig. Holla at your boy when you see me in the street. 305 Que Bola Podcast on Instagram. This is a fresh production, baby. Hasta la próxima. Que te crezca. Peace.